I get it. You might be rolling your eyes and thinking, great, just what I needed, another thing to worry about. But let me tell you this video is not here to scare you. Some of the things we do without even thinking twice about them could actually be harming our health. And that's where we come in. We're here to educate you on those sneaky habits so that you can make the necessary changes to keep your brain healthy for years to come. So get ready to take some notes because we're going to dive into the 9 daily habits that you need to know about. Let's start with number 9, sugar addiction. Sugar addiction is one of those daily habits that can slowly sneak up on you and have some scary consequences in the long run. Here's the deal guys, research has shown that a high sugar intake can actually contribute to the development of Alzheimer's disease. Yes, you heard me right, that little sugar rush you get every time you reach for a candy bar or a soda can actually be harmful to your brain health. You see, when we consume sugar, our bodies break it down into glucose. Glucose is essential for energy production in our cells, but too much of it can cause damage to our brain cells. In fact, studies have shown that a high sugar intake can lead to inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, which can contribute to the development of Alzheimer's disease. So what can we do to avoid this scary outcome? It's simple. We need to reduce our sugar intake and make healthier choices. I know, easier said than done, right? But trust me, it's worth it. Number 8, head injuries. I know it doesn't sound like the most exciting topic, but trust me, it's worth paying attention to. Here's the thing, when you get a head injury, even a minor one, it can cause damage to our brain cells. Over time that damage can accumulate and even increase our risk of developing Alzheimer's. And the scary part is, we may not even realise we've had a head injury. Maybe you took a spill on your bike last summer and didn't think much of it, but that bump on the head could be contributing to your risk for Alzheimer's down the road. And the only way to avoid them is to just slow down and take care when you're outdoors. Number 7, not drinking enough water. I know what you're thinking. How does drinking water have anything to do with Alzheimer's? Well, let me tell you a little story. Our brain is about 75% water and needs to stay hydrated to function properly. When we don't drink enough water, our brain cells start to shrink and they don't communicate with each other as effectively. This can lead to memory loss and even brain damage over time. But wait, there's more. Studies have shown that chronic dehydration can increase your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Scary, right? So make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day to keep your brain healthy and sharp. And the best thing to do is always keep a water bottle with you. Number 6, smoking. Well, you wouldn't be surprised by this one. Well, now we know that smoking causes not only lung cancer and Alzheimer's disease too. Now, I'm not trying to scare you here, but it's important to be informed about the risks associated with smoking. Smoking causes a buildup of harmful chemicals in your body, including carbon monoxide and nicotine. These chemicals can damage your brain cells over time, leading to a higher risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Studies have shown that smokers are twice as likely to develop Alzheimer's as non-smokers. But the good news is that it's never too late to quit. Your body has an amazing ability to heal itself, even after years of smoking. Number 5, staying inside. Did you know that staying inside all day could potentially lead to Alzheimer's disease? You see, our brains require stimulation and exercise to stay sharp and healthy. When we stay inside all day, we miss out on the natural stimuli that come from being outdoors. Lack of exposure to sunlight, fresh air and nature can negatively impact our brain function over time. But wait, there's more. When we're indoors, we tend to engage in passive activities like binge watching TV or scrolling through social media. While these activities may seem harmless, they're not doing our brains any favours. Our brains need to be challenged with new and exciting experiences to keep them functioning at their best. Now I know what you're thinking, but it's too hot or too cold outside and I don't have time to go out. Trust me, I get it, but there are so many simple ways to incorporate outdoor activities into your daily routine. Taking a quick walk around the block, reading a book on your front porch, or even just some gardening can make a world of difference. Number 4, by having a sedentary lifestyle. You see, it's not just about the act of sitting itself, it's about the lack of physical activity that comes with the sedentary lifestyle. When we don't get enough exercise, our brains can suffer. Physical activity helps to increase blood flow to the brain, which in turn promotes growth of new brain cells and helps prevent cognitive decline. On the other hand, when we spend most of our days sitting down, we're not getting the same blood flow, and our brains aren't getting the workout they need to stay healthy. But it's not just about the physical aspect of a sedentary lifestyle. There's also a mental component at play. When we spend most of our days sitting down, we're not engaging in activities that challenge our brains and keep them sharp. This can lead to a decline in cognitive function over time, which is a major risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. Number 3, being addicted to junk food. When it comes to brain health, junk food is one of the biggest culprits out there. You see, when we consume junk food on a regular basis, we're not just filling our bodies with empty calories and unhealthy fats, we're also putting ourselves at risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. So why is junk food so harmful for our brains? It all comes down to inflammation. When we eat a diet that's high in processed foods, sugary drinks and unhealthy fats, our body's response is by producing high levels of inflammation, and that inflammation can cause damage to the brain, leading to memory loss, cognitive decline and even Alzheimer's disease. You might be worrying about giving it all up, right? Well, the good news is that you don't have to give it up completely. You just need to make some simple swaps in your diet, like replacing soda with water, choosing whole foods instead of processed snacks, and incorporating more fruits and vegetables into your meals. Number 2, not sleeping enough. Recent studies have shown that lack of sleep is actually one of the daily habits that can cause Alzheimer's. Crazy, right? But it's true. When we don't get enough rest, our brains don't have the opportunity to clear out harmful toxins and waste that can build up over time. And when those toxins accumulate, they can seriously damage our neurons and brain tissue, eventually causing cognitive decline and even Alzheimer's disease. But don't worry, it's not too late to make a change. By prioritising your sleep and make sure you're getting the recommended 7 to 9 hours a night, you can drastically reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's and other diseases. So once after watching this video, put down that phone, turn off the TV and snuggle up in bed. Your brain will thank you. Finally, we have number 1, social isolation. Ever heard of the saying use it or lose it? Well, it turns out that this is particularly true when it comes to our brains. Social isolation or lack of social interaction is actually one of the daily habits that can cause Alzheimer's disease. You might like your alone time, but trust me, there's more to it than just wanting some peace and quiet. When we're socially isolated, our brains don't get the exercise they need to stay healthy. We need social interaction to challenge our brains and keep them active. It's kind of like going to the gym. If you don't exercise your muscles regularly, they'll weaken and become less effective. The same thing happens with our brains, and let's not forget about the emotional benefits of social interaction. Having a support system and people to talk to can help reduce stress and improve your overall mood. So if you want to keep your brain in tip-top shape and reduce your risk of Alzheimer's, it's important to make time for social interaction. Anyway, that's a wrap. We hope you found these 9 daily habits that are linked to Alzheimer's disease both informative and eye-opening. Remember, it's never too early to start taking care of your brain. So put down your phone and those sugary snacks and get moving. Trust me guys, your brain will thank you. Do drop what you think in the comment section below. See you guys in another episode.